My 4-year-old son did something that I don't think any 4-year-old could do, should do, or would want to do.
Let's talk about that.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Joran.
From Harrison, Ontario, Canada. Good Mythical Morning.
Good mythical morning. You're wearing a bow tie.
Today is a special day, Rhett. Not only is it Monday, not only is this the 225th episode of Good Mythical Morning, but it's special in more ways.
But you know what they say about guys that wear bow ties?
What?
Yeah, that guy with the bow tie, I don't like him.
I've never worn a bow tie in anyone's presence.
I don't like guys with bow ties.
But today is so special.
You know, guys who who decide to wear bow ties,
Rhett,
just because.
I'm just trying to say that today is I'm building to something here. That's not about my bow tie.
It's okay. You can wear it all you want to. I'm just telling you what I think about it.
I'm willing to take the risk associated with wearing a bow tie.
Is it real or is it
it's a clip-on.
I mean,
yeah, it's a clip-on.
I knew you couldn't tie one that well.
I'm willing to take the risk associated with wearing a clip-on bow tie in order to make the point that today is special for not only those other reasons, but also for the reason that it is just another day. Allow me to preach for a second.
That's why I'm wearing my blue jacket.
We do not take lightly the fact that we are privileged to be able to do this. I'm being serious here, Rhett. Be serious with me.
I'm backing you up, brother.
Look at him. He's backing me up. He's being serious. We are privileged to be able to do this.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege to be able to come into your home or your office
wherever
or your car or whatever way you're experiencing this show, and that you care.
You hope
and
you do.
That you watch, and that this is not for nobody, but it is for a special group of somebodies, mythical beasts, who care.
Just give me a couple of gaps.
We are privileged to be able to do this, and we do not take that lightly.
We take it heavily.
And I just want to say thank you, and Rhett wants to say thank you.
And you're welcome.
That's all I got to say.
That was beautiful, Link. It would have been this much more effective if you didn't have that bow tie on.
It's special.
You know, here's what's going to happen. Everybody in the comments is going to be like, Link, I love the bow tie. You should do that. That could be your thing. It's the whole balance thing here. They're going to love the bow tie, you know. So and you got a tuxedo shirt on too. Where'd you get that?
A bow tie? No, it's just a regular shirt.
Well, it's got like the tux thing in the back.
Let's get to this though. A couple of things Shepard did that you teased to at the top of this. I don't want to take away from that. I don't want to delay it any longer.
I have children. You have children. One of my children is 4 years old. His name is Shepard. You may remember him from some of our videos.
What would you like for Christmas?
A pet lion.
A pet lion? I'm sure you want something else besides that.
A leopard.
And what else?
A cheetah, maybe?
He's very cute. He's very smart, and he's very independent. And he has demonstrated that in a couple of ways recently.
Okay.
When we were at home in North Carolina, still call it home, by the way.
Home is where the heart is.
Over the holidays, we went out to eat the last night that we were there with my brother. My brother's got 4 children.
Good gracious.
And a wife.
Whoa.
So this is a big group of people that we meet with.
Ambitious.
And so it was all of us together at this Wang's restaurant, Wang's Wings.
Oh,
and
it's not like a
it's not a Chinese
Japanese
restaurant
or something.
Well, that would be Chinese probably.
Okay.
And anyway, so we get through with our wonderful meal, and then as we're about to leave and we're saying our goodbyes because we're about to go to the airport, my 4-year-old son Shepard says, we hear him say, "I'm thirsty." But, you know, there's so many kids running around and we're saying goodbye and it's kind of late in the restaurant.
And kids are always thirsty.
Yeah, you know, they're always thirsty. They're always either drinking or peeing, you know?
Or thirsty.
Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know.
And so we get to the to the exit of the restaurant and we realize that we have all these kids, but one of the kids that we don't have is Shepard. And Jesse's like, "Where's Shepard?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He's just am I supposed to look out for him now that he's my kid? I don't know where he's at." And then we look over and my brother Cole is pointing towards a certain part of the restaurant.
Like this?
And we go over there and we see that Shepard is at the bar.
What do you mean at the bar? Do you mean that he's bartending, that he's like throwing cups around, serving the ladies?
He's at the bar and he has a drink.
He's a customer. But is he on a bar stool?
No, he is shorter than the bar stool. Like, well, he's almost the same height as the bar stool, and then he's a good 6 inches below the bar itself. And he's sitting there with a non-alcoholic beverage, a ice water with a straw in it, and he's just sitting there drinking it, smiling so big. And then we go over there, and the bartenders, and we're like, Shepard, and the bartender's like, yeah, he just came up and asked for a drink. He came up to the bar and asked me for a water.
Well, if you're thirsty, that's the guy to go to. So I mean, forget the parents.
So
they don't give a rip.
This is how Shepard's mind works. He's like, I'm thirsty. I said it at the table. Nobody responded. They're all leaving. There's a place over there where a guy keeps giving drinks to people who ask for him.
Yeah.
I'm going to him. Now, keep in mind that I'm a pretty independent guy. You've known me since we were 6 years old. I would never have done this at 4 years old.
4 years old is young. For those of you who don't know how young 4 years old, that's young.
And kids just don't, it's just, usually when they get separated from you in a restaurant, they begin panicking a little bit, but not my son. My son goes to the bar and orders himself a drink.
I remember being 7 years old. I might have been 6. And I got separated from my mom at the mall. I went up the escalator and I got to the top and I realized she was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, panic.
My world collapsed around me. I mean, yeah, I didn't faint, but I mean, I remember to this day, I can taste the fear in the back of my throat. It's coming up right now.
What did it taste like?
It tasted like bile.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a whale.
It was horrifying.
Okay, well, that's not the only thing that he's done.
And I was 7.
Because I got another story. And listen, if you have children, you're going to relate with me more on this. But we were all children at one time, so just think about that. Okay.
Don't speak for everyone.
My wife and I like to, especially me, I like to joke around with my kids. I like to tell them things that aren't true.
My wife and I, especially me, mainly me, only me, likes to lie to my kids.
I like
constantly.
to get them to believe something and then look at the look of astonishment on their face and be like, I'm just messing with you. I'm just joking. I don't let things continue on. I just like messing with them.
Fostering mistrust with all of his children.
And one of the things,
the father of the year.
One of the things that we've done with Locke, who's 8, my oldest son, a lot of times is, I would be like, hey, Locke, you want to go with us tonight, or you want to stay here by yourself? And he's like, I want to go with you. Like, you can see a sense of panic.
Like if you're going out to dinner,
right? Or you want to sleep? Like, we'll get home from being out as a family, and I'll be like, hey, Locke, you want to sleep in the car tonight outside? On the street? And he'll be like, no, Dad, I want to go inside. So, I have fun with my kids like that.
Yeah, that's fun. / cruel.
And so, because that's Locke's personality. But Shepard, okay, so Locke's spending the night with a friend the other night, and Jesse and I are going to go out with Shepard. The 3 of us are going to go out to a restaurant and eat.
Mm-hmm. And Shepard's like, is there a bar there?
Yeah, right. So we get ready to leave, and Shepard is on the couch, and I say, Shepard, you want to go with us, or you want to stay here by yourself? He's like,
you were just joking, doing your normal.
Of course. It would be illegal to leave him alone, first of all, and I would never do that. He says, I want to stay here. I'm like
no hesitation.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. And then Jesse and I look at each other, and we're both thinking, let's push this as far as we can and see what happens.
You didn't premeditate this because you did not.
It was a total joke. I thought he was
just
just going to say, no, I want to go with you, Dad.
Yeah.
But when he said yes, I was like, okay, well, let's
totally serious.
Let's just see what happens. So then he volunteers the information. He tells Jesse, I'll put myself to bed and I'll find something to watch on Netflix. And so he's like, Dad, turn on Netflix and find Netflix for kids. You can do the Netflix for kids thing. He knows that he's limited to the 4 kids area. Mm-hmm. And then we get there and he says, I got it from here.
I got it from here?
Yeah, once we get into Netflix from kids, he's like, I got it from here. He's basically like, just leave.
Just get out of here. See ya.
And I'm like, this is amazing.
It's as if he was waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Like he had his speech prepared. Not only was he like, yeah, go ahead, I'll stay here. But he was like, yeah, go ahead, I'll stay here. Just before you leave, do these things in my checklist, which I prepared when I was 2.
I'll put myself to bed. He knows all the things that we're thinking about.
Bed. All the things you tell a babysitter.
Yeah, right.
Well, make sure you put him to bed by this time.
He's 4.
Make sure he eats his vegetables.
He just turned 4 a few months ago.
He only stays in that part of Netflix.
So then I'm like, okay, Shepard, we're leaving. So Jesse and I go out the door, shut the door, and we're like, okay, we're going to go in the front yard and look in the window because we can see the whole living room. So we go over to the window, Shepard comes up to the window, gets on the couch that's right in front of the window, looks out the window. He can't really see because it's nighttime. He looks out there and just kind of looks around and smiles and waves.
At nobody?
I thought okay, he's breaking down. He's going to come to the window crying, oh, you're going to leave me. He comes to the window, he's like, he turns around, runs back to the couch, finds the thing that he wants to watch, selects it, and then literally leans back against the back of the couch with his feet up. You know, he's so small, his feet don't even go past the cushion. He's just sitting up there on the couch, and then he gets this look on his face like,
I've done it.
This is the best moment of my life. And so then I'm thinking, well, how long is this going to last? We waited 5 minutes.
You're like posted outside the window?
We waited I took pictures of him. You can't really see him through the window. We waited 5 minutes. He just sat there enjoying himself. He was totally committed.
This was just splendid.
And so we go back inside and we're like, Shepard, we're not gonna leave you. And then he's like, oh, he's upset with us that we came back. So then we have to talk him into going to the restaurant with us.
Oh gosh, his shining moment. Finally, I got rid of my parents. And you busted it up. Man.
Now, hey, listen, I'm telling you, you know how unusual this is because you've got kids also.
Oh, and my kids would never do that. I mean, it's totally a personality type, but it's such a specific thing at that age to do that. I mean, my kids are more like me. They're like, Lando. I mean, he's about to turn 3. I leave the house and I'll close the door and then I will hear him crying. Daddy! Like I've told him bye. He's like, he wants me to come back. He doesn't want me to leave. It makes me feel great. You must have felt like crap.
Do you wear that bow tie when that happens?
No. Are we going back to that?
I'm just kind of all I can see.
Didn't you feel like crap when you're outside the window and he was just like, good gosh, thank goodness they're gone.
What I thought to myself is, we have an opportunity with this child. He has something special.
Yeah, leave him and do whatever you want.
Yeah, we don't need a babysitter. We have an opportunity to enjoy ourselves and never pay a babysitter. No. We've got to channel this independence into something productive because it can be something incredible.
Yeah. You bet. Yeah.
But we got to channel it.
Yeah, but you got to
channel it. Got to get the riverbanks in there and channel it.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
Well, I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Well, why don't you just ask him to work on it?
Yeah.
He probably has a plan for that too. It's like, well, Shepard, you were going to put yourself to bed. You were going to do the Netflix thing. But, I mean, what about if we gave you a month? What would you do?
I might just we might send him to college early or something. At like 11. He'll be one of those kids. You know?
He'll be running the place. Got his feet propped up.
I wouldn't do that.
Watching kids Netflix. Harness it.
We have fixed the wheel, by the way. It is just a statistical a phenomenon that it keeps landing in this area.
Teenagers who only talk while texting.